Morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning, and as always, Thursday is claims day. So we have that information. I'll give it to you in a second. But we did also have some other news, and that was that the first look at the second quarter GDP was a huge disappointment. They have it as up 6.5, and of course, that is subject to at least two more revisions, but the expectation was for up 8.4, so not a great number. Initial claims, last week's was moved higher, adjusted higher, back up to 424. Today's is reported as 400, down 24,000. But again, we were revised up 29,000 last week, so this is just playing catch up. And continuing claims, 3,269,000 versus 3,236,000, so also slightly higher. But there's much more news around, very specifically COVID-based news. Asia and Europe are both higher, but as far as COVID goes, we have Twitter closing their offices in San Francisco and New York again because of COVID. Apple stores requiring masks for help and customers. Facebook, the same thing. Disney, masking for both of their parks, Disney World in Florida, Disneyland in LA. Netflix, same situation. So we have, pretty extensive closures, or at least masking ahead of closures, and we'll have to see how that works. As far as the market this morning, the Dow futures are showing up 152. Pre the GDP and claims number, they were up 144. They sold down to up about 115, now right back towards the high of the day. NASDAQ was down 3. Last I saw was up about 6. The S&P was up 9, currently up 9. So pretty much in line there. Okay, there's talk about DD going private. So let's take a look at that. The stock came at 14. It traded as high as 1801, and then we started hearing all of the news out of China. We got all the way down here to 716. And today, right now, we're 1043, up $1.49 on that going private. I'm going to guess it's going to stay right around that $10 to $14 area. And it wouldn't surprise me. As I said in the beginning, I thought that, there was a gross misrepresentation and that they ought to cancel it. So taking it private, canceling it, I'm not sure how that's going to go. We have Robinhood, the symbol for which will be HOOD, doing their IPO, was priced last night at the bottom end of the 38 to 42 range. Facebook closed 357.20. That was down pretty substantially, about $11 in late trading. We bought a little of it last night in extended hours at 357.20. For those who didn't have extended hours, we're probably going to pay about 360, 362 in that area, but it's not like we're buying hundreds of shares. We're buying 15 shares for the $100,000 account, and any of you who have a smaller account, buy a smaller amount. I think that the stock is cheap here. Okay, InBev, symbol BUD, missed on declining beer sales. The stock is trading 64.81, down 4.19 or 6%. Archegos was still a continuing problem for Credit Suisse. Closed yesterday 10.29, up 8 on this morning's earnings and charges news. It hit 891, 981. Last is 1005, down 24 or 2.3%. AstraZeneca was a beat top and bottom. It's up $1.09 at 58, 1.9%. And Uber is lower this morning, 43.92. Evidently, SoftBank, I'm pretty sure that these two are related. Goldman Sachs, after the close, put up an offer of 45 million shares of Uber, and it was down about $1.50 or $2. This morning, there's an announcement that SoftBank is selling a piece of their position, selling a third of their stock. So I'm just assuming that 45 million shares at Goldman is SoftBank stock. And without question, the disaster du jour, ANVS, ANVS, they came out with test results. The stock had closed at 109.44. And as you can see, in January, it was an $8 stock, and before that, it was a $5 stock. This is a company that came out of the dirt, moved on the first move to 35, consolidated, moved on the second move to 48, consolidated for 2 months, moved all the way up to 97 and closed after hitting 132, closed yesterday, as I said, 109. Last is 52, down 53. It has been lower. The low so far has been 45.10. According to some of the message boards, the test results that they posted were good, but I'm going to say that's uninformed because of the action in the stock. I believe it was a Parkinson's drug. Okay, the good news is the gold is substantially higher this morning. I talked about this trend line last night and the move from the downside, hoping that we were not going to break this. If you recall, my thesis on this technically was when we broke down and we tested and started back up a series of higher low, higher high days, we consolidated above that whole bottom of that decline, above it, all of it, above it. And every time we came down, we reversed back up. We'd come down, we'd close mid-range. We came down further, we closed up on the day. We came down and tested it again the next day. We closed higher on the range, etc. So we got very quiet here, and as you can see, we're up about $24. We have been up as much as $30. So really a decent move there. We have the next month's 175 GLDs. GLD is up about $1.40. So those options will be up about 28 or 30 cents. All right, everyone. There you go. Please remember to hit that subscribe button, and it's very supportive of us, and it doesn't cost anything. I'll be back later.